Ladies and gentlemen, I have this ledge here with me, Alison Sampson. Thank you so much. Welcome to Mumbai Comic Con.
Well, it's lovely to be here.
We have 2 loaded days ahead of us. Do you think, gauging from the vibe, that this is going to be the best weekend ever?
Yes.
Yes?
Absolutely. I've not been to India before. I've spent the last 2 years drawing a book that is set here. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's like, I don't know if I've got it right. I've come a very, very long way. It's all been a bit of a guess for me. And I want to, you know, my last couple of years' work, I want to tell people here where I've been drawing this book that I've done it. And I also want to see if I've got it right. I mean, it's like, who knows? Who knows what's happening?
Absolutely. So wait, Hit Girl has a Mumbai edition, and there's so many inspirations behind that, like we were talking about.
Yes.
But what is the India-specific connect? Why India?
I did not choose it to be India, but I'm really, Mark Miller, who owns Hit Girl, chose it to be Mumbai, and I'm really glad that it was, because for an artist, India is a gift, and Mumbai particularly is a gift. That there's so much colour, there's detail, there's gold on everything, there's lots of, everything is happening all the time, round the clock, completely full. And I think Mumbai must be one of the most maximal cities in the world, if not the most maximal. And I like that stuff. I mean, I think it makes a really great comic. It makes a comic that is like nothing anybody's seen before. And also, the stories that we are telling, it's a vast city. Everything is here, pretty much. So what I wanted was, really, the book is not about Hit Girl so much as people who already live here. And so she lands in Mumbai on the plane. She's an actual 12-year-old, and she doesn't know what to do. And I say to her, "What do you do?" And she does more or less what any 12-year-old in real life would do. And then it's about the stories of the people whose lives she infiltrates, and I don't think it's any spoiler. She infiltrates people's lives and then she kills their enemies. I think we all expect that. And but that's
India loves that stuff. Good over evil, lots of stories.
It's
saving the world. Yes, 100%. Also, Mumbai is known as the city of dreams, right?
Yes.
This is where a lot of stories get made, a lot of stories get told.
Yes.
But you specifically have a special connect with storytelling in general.
Yes.
Why do you think humans or Indians are so obsessed with stories? Why do we like it so much?
I think, I don't know. I would say it's a more universal thing that generally we spend all our time working. We work, we sleep, we cook ordinary meals, we clean our houses, we do a lot of ordinary stuff.
Right.
And I think sometimes to step outside of that and either be a hero or be able to just machine gun our enemies, or be a famous actress and machine gun our enemies, or whatever it is. And to step into these different roles and dream is an escape for everybody. You know, you can be. This is why horror comics, and I am mainly known as a horror artist, and we do have that stuff. Of course we do. This is why horror is particularly interesting to people, because it's about testing boundaries in a safe space. So you can think about death, and you can think about fear, and you can think about violence, and you're not actually carrying it out, and you're exploring feelings. And it's also why horror is such a teenage thing, which brings us back to Hit Girl, who is 12. And really, that is a prime age for horror readers, because they're just finding out about things in their lives. And Hit Girl herself is just finding out about stuff.
You're saying like 12 is prime age for horror?
Yeah. Horror is very teenage. It's the truth.
Wow.
It's truth.
Wait, was that you when you were 12?
Yeah. Well, I was younger. I have an older brother, so I was getting his books.
So what were you reading when you were 12?
Have you? Well, it's a while ago now, but there is a very famous British horror writer called James Herbert, and he did a book called The Rats, which is everybody of my generation read it. Basically, The Rats, and it's basically the rats eat people. It's really gross. And so the guy goes. One of the things, the guy goes into the cupboard and he shuts the door to hide from the rats, and then the rats eat through the door, and then they eat him. And that's James Herbert.
Alison.
And like this is like. My entire generation read this as like 10 or 11-year-olds. It's like it's a terrifying book. But my generation all read horror very young. So you wouldn't get that now. And so, but this is teenagers without their parents. This is what kids are doing. You know, it's like it's scaring each other, and it's at some point, teenagers do read their first adult horror book. Or say, for example, somebody like Hit Girl, where I had to teach Hit Girl how to be Hit Girl because she's right at that age. So she's a real girl. And
So Hit Girl is inspired by a real person from your life.
Yes.
And
yes.
do you think
She's
that
called
Hit
Hester,
Girl?
yeah.
Do you think Hit Girl should be like a 12-year-old's entryway into horror? Would you like that?
Well, Hit Girl is a 12-year-old's entryway into being Hit Girl.
Hey.
And Hit Girl,
Well said.
there is an attitude thing going on where, for example, I had to teach Hit Girl how to be Hit Girl. So, for example, right at the beginning of the first issue, she comes into the book and she has to break a man's face. So I was with Hester.
Say that again. Break a man's face.
Yes, and it is quite a violent book. And so I was with Hester, and Hester, now you're going to break my face, sort of thing. And so I said, stand on that chair. I will go down here with my cameras. We're acting all this out and photographing it. And I said, I will go down here. Now you break my face, or pretend to. Don't actually break my face. And then, so she went up on the chair, and she was like, ah! And I was like, honestly, you're not going to break anybody's face like that. You know, and she's a 12-year-old girl. And you know,
How would you break someone's face?
well, I was like, I said to her, you have to actually act and think like you're going to do this. So let's try that again. And it's
Right.
like, it's martial arts 101.
Yeah,
really.
it's like you're directing me right now.
It's an attitude thing.
Yes.
So think
Yeah,
like you're
think.
actually going to break a man's face. And so I was like, just bring it into your heart.
Yeah, and then it comes from my stomach,
And it
right?
comes from
That
your
like
stomach.
rage.
It's like, you get the rage out and then kick me. Or don't actually kick me. And that's where we were. So this is a very, very teenage girl thing where they're going from being a child who is not going to break a man's face to somebody who is in the future, not too long, going to be a grown-up who is going to have to be safe on the streets and be confident in themselves. And as I say, if it all went wrong, really, the answer would be just run. But like to have attitude and to feel powerful is something that girls are just coming into.
100%, and especially in India, right?
Yes.
Like we've, I think women in India face especially like deeper threats, and it's unfortunate. But this is your first time here. How have you felt about Mumbai?
I felt good.
Like you're finally looking at the places that you've drawn, that you've written
There's
about,
an
that you've
awful
imagined.
lot of people. I knew there would be an awful lot of people, but there's a lot of people. What else do I think? I've been quite protected so far, where I've always been in a car, I've been walking around, or I've been with somebody. I've not walked around on my own yet, and I think that would be the test. As it is, I mean, I live in London. London has its moments, and I've been to... London can be very crowded, particularly in the centre, and I've lived there a very long time. I've lived there since I was 21, and I'm kind of okay with that. And to some extent, big cities have their similarities.
I agree.
I think.
But what is unique to Mumbai? Can you think of any instances or any places that you've seen that you will remember?
Well, no, everything is unique. Mumbai is almost entirely unique.
What have you seen so far?
What have I done so far? I have come on the plane to the hotel, which was not very far, but then I've been from where we're staying, which is right up in the north of Mumbai, down to the south of Mumbai. So we've crossed Mumbai entirely by car. So I've seen quite a lot. So we've been on the big bridge.
Hike.
Yeah, been on the big bridge, and we went down to have some lunch down in the south of Mumbai.
Right.
And then we went to see the Gate of India, which I was like, I'm not massively bothered about seeing the colonial stuff. I want to see the real stuff. Like, the things that are interesting and special to me is actually quite ordinary things.
Like what?
Like shops and taxis and actually traffic, dare I say it, and like people's houses and like people's belongings and motorbikes. And I'm surprisingly interested in, like, you know, that's a great motorbike. And
oh my God.
Well, you know, if you spend your time doing this kind of thing, it's like, wow, there's a really great bike. And there's another great bike, and like...
oh my God, Alison, we are definitely going to be friends. You are so weird in the best way possible. But guys, you have to check out Hit Girl, the Mumbai edition, because I believe there are a lot of places that are mentioned and drawn in the book that we can actually go to and match with the story.
I will write down a list.
Oh!
I will write down a list, and there is a Hit Girl city tour you can do, where you can go and see the real locations, and you can reenact Hit Girls, or not, reenact Hit Girls' activities. Like, you know, she stands on a car outside Shah Rukh Khan's house with a telescope and other things.
Oh my God!
Of course he's in there. Of course.
You said Shah Rukh Khan, everybody's going to
Shah Rukh Khan's house is in the book.
Unbelievable. But thank you so much. I really hope you get your mind blown at Comic Con Mumbai, just as I have with you right now.
Thank
you guys please check out Hit Girl. Alison Sampson, yeah!
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
No, I really am that excited by motorbikes. I'm kind of like, that's exciting.
Let's live it up.